in our Real Talk segment, we talked about being yourself. Um, and then we also talked about hard times, how when it seems like nothing's going wrong, that there really is something going right. You just have to make small goals and get to that. Today, in going back to work, after yesterday, when we had to release one of our employees, I mentioned that before. We had to release one of my team members, one of my employees, one of my direct reports. It put me in a situation where things that she hadn't done still needed to be done. And they hadn't been done for a period of time, even before I moved into this role. And at that point, I felt very overwhelmed. I know all that we're supposed to do as a department, and I looked at it and I was like, this is a lot. And to make matters even worse, if you want to call it, not necessarily worse, but to further complicate it, here we go. To further complicate it, the one employee that I have left will be going out on maternity leave in a couple of months. To go even further, the one person that would be left, which would be me, is a member of our armed forces, and there is unrest in the world. So that could potentially mean my departure, depending on how things go, leaving no member of my team in our office for a period of time. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what are we going to do? We got to do something. We need something, do something right now, because that can't happen. We can't be. Finally, I said, stop. Just stop. All I can do is what I can do. What I will not do, what I should not do, is overwhelm myself with things that I cannot control. I do not need to put more on myself than I can handle. I'm a workaholic. My name is Russell, and I'm a workaholic. I get it. I want everything done as quickly as I can do it, and I want it done now. However, I am also one person. I am a singular person. So there's only so much that I can get done in a 24-hour period. Because at some point, rest is essential. So what are you saying, Russell? What are you saying? I'm saying, don't try to cram more in a day than what will fit. What's up, Nick? I see you. Don't try to cram more in a day than what fits. Here's the thing. We only have 24 hours in a day. That's it. Some of that needs to be devoted to rest. Some of that should be devoted to work. Some of that needs to be devoted to whatever else. Be deliberate. Be deliberate and intentional with your time. Set aside time to do something and then do that, either to completion or to a stopping point. Plan your time wisely, because here's the thing. If we could add time to the day, we would do it. If we could add another 6 hours to the day, we would do it and would cram more stuff into it. Rather than doing all that we would normally do and take the time to rest or to do whatever afterwards, we would cram more stuff in to try to get more stuff done. So be deliberate, be intentional in what you're doing. Again, set aside the time to do something and then do only that. Don't be distracted. One thing that distracts us the most is our mobile devices. Every notification, every sound, every something, we've got to check it right then. You don't really have to. Get done what you need to get done. Then when in your chill time, then do that. But it's very important that we are good stewards over the time that we have, because that's all we get. We don't get any more time than what we have. So we've got to be able to focus on what we're doing. I mean, you got the pot calling the kettle black. They both burnt on the same ends. You are talking to the guy that at every desk that he has, there's at least 2 monitors. Most of them, there are 3. So the guy that is multitasking. But even in that, I'm doing my best to make sure that I only focus on a single task at a time. Because when you're all over the place, you really don't get anything done. You have a lot of incomplete projects that have been started, but they're incomplete. I'd rather have a few completed projects than numerous incomplete projects. Because how do you then determine where you left off with so many things outstanding? It's much easier. It's much better for our mental health, our mental capacity, our mental direction and clarity to get done as much of one task at a time. The computer was built after the human mind. It was designed basically like the human mind. And computers, the processor literally does one thing at a time. It might do it quickly, but it does one thing at a time. It processes one command at a time. Again, swiftly, but one at a time. This is the reason why you have multi-core computers. So, and it's still not that the cores are doing multiple things at a time. They're still doing one thing at a time. There's just more of them. So the 4 cores, sup Dante? The four cores do one thing at a time. There's just 4 of them. It would be the equivalent of having 4 brains. So bottom line, focus. Just it. Focus. We gotta focus. Keyword, we. We gotta focus. We do have to focus. We can't be all over the place. Some of that comes with cleaning. If you all could see my desk right now, it would probably scare you to death. There's stuff everywhere. There's literally stuff everywhere because I got so much going on. I know what everything is and where it is, but there's too much. There's a VR headset here. There's a Nintendo Switch here. There's 3 microphones over here. No, you're not going to see. There's 2 computer docks here because I got my computer, my personal computer, and my work computer is here. It's too much. It really is too much. And so it's just a matter of, no, because then you'd be dizzy, and I don't want to do that. And so once you get organized, which is a big thing, because when you're all over the place in your mind, it tends to overflow into everything else. So since you're all over the place in your mind, everything else is gonna be all over the place. It just kind of flows together because that's how it works. And once you start getting organized, it adjusts the way you think because everything has a place and it's in its place. Focus. And focus some more. And I guarantee you'll see an increase in your productivity. Focus, you'll see an increase in what you're getting done. Focus, you'll see a dramatic change in what it is that is being done. And to Eric's point, once you get focused, you can take care of you. And once you take care of you, then and only then can you take care of somebody else. Because you can't take care of me if you yourself are not taken care of. Because at some point you won't be around to take care of me because you haven't taken care of yourself. Sure, if something happens that catches you off guard, that might be urgent, sure, handle that. But at the end of the day, you got to focus. And again, focus on whatever has got to be done, because you can't take care of me. Or the way I told somebody, which is a little stronger in my conversation, is you are no good to me if you can't take care of yourself. The nice way is to take care. You can't take care of me, but you are literally no good to me. You're no good to me if you can't take care of yourself. Because in your not taking care of you do two things. You do few things, actually. You teach people how you set an example of how to not care for yourself. That's one. That's one thing. You teach people by example.
Dante Bailey sent 50 stars. Support.
Thank you so much, Dante. I appreciate that. You teach people, if you haven't, and I know this might be good, it might be a shameful plug. Check out that link real quick. Hang out there for 90 seconds. Come on back. I'll wait for you. Check out the link if you haven't. Look at it. Look at that video for 90 seconds. Come on back. It helps us in our supporter push, if you don't mind. What was I saying? I have no clue what I was saying. Yes, you set an example. You set a precedent that this is how you care for yourself, when in actuality you're not. We talked about this before, that the things we do affect us and at least one other person. And so that other person sees how you care for yours, especially if you're some sort of leader. And it doesn't mean you have to be in a leadership position. Somebody can simply look up to you, your leader. Bottom line. We are all leaders in a sense. So somebody's looking to us for something, and they tend to pattern themselves after what we do. And if they see you not caring for yourself, they tend to think, well, this must be right. And they do that themselves. Also, not caring for yourself tells people how to treat you. The way you care for yourself tells people how you want to be treated. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but a lot, and please understand, I'm not saying that it's their fault. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of people find themselves in bad situations, for several reasons, but they find themselves in bad situations because they haven't taught people how to treat them, how they want to be treated. And so they just get treated any kind of way. And it's very unfortunate. And again, I'm not blaming them, but it does happen. And they're just in situations where it's really bad. Sometimes their lives are taken. Sometimes they're abused physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, financially, verbally, because they themselves aren't taking care of themselves. It's not the case not always the case, but it does happen. I've seen it happen. I've been that, actually. I've been that where I don't take care of myself, and so other people take care of me the way I take care of me, which is awful. And so something to consider. How do you want to be treated? If that's how you want to, and not to say that everybody will, but when you set certain standards, people tend to abide by them. So be careful in that. But at the end of the day, you got you got to focus on it. We got to focus on and dial into these things that are important, and make sure that we're taking care of those things that are important. We got to prioritize. Make first things first. Some things we put first are not. I mean, it's just not. So we need to take a hard look at our priorities and make sure they're aligned properly. You're no good to me. Absolutely no good to me if you can't take care of yourself. So take care of yourself. Only you know the best way to take care of you. You really do know. You really do know. Sometimes your mind has been altered, but you know what you like typically. And if not, that goes back to our previous conversation of finding your identity. You're finding your identity and being you. Sort through all of the things that's been deposited in you and find you. Don't be a chameleon.
Viper Damon sent 50 stars. Real talk.
Thank you. Don't be a chameleon. Don't blend into every situation that you find yourself in. Don't blend into every crowd that you hang with. Don't modify yourself to fit in. I decided, just me, because I was that guy. I decided that I was going to be my own crowd. I was going to be my own circle. And if you wanted to be with me, if you wanted me around, you had to be with me. I wasn't coming to where you were. I was going to be me and be me always. But I wanted you to be you always. I don't want you to be like me, because we talked about this. We don't need copies. If I'm me and you're me, one of us we don't need. And at some point, you're not going to do me because you're only you're a copy. You don't know what I would do. You're going to do it afterwards. Think about it. The document has to be created. I saw that coming.
Viper Damon gave me a heart attack.
Didn't
Real
this time.
talk.
The document has to be created first to be copied. And so you can only copy me after I do whatever, after I perform, after that. So you can't do that. So always be you, which requires you to take care of yourself. There it is. It all comes full circle. All right. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other's. Take care of yourselves. Then take care of each other. Because again, I'll say it one last time. You absolutely, positively cannot take care of me. You are absolutely, positively no good to me. No good to me if you cannot take care of yourself. Or if you choose not to. Because I can't even say cannot. If you choose not to take care of yourself, you're no good to me. You're another thing that I need to deal with. And I know that sounds bad, but if you're not taking care of you, then you probably could end up hurting, doing more harm than good because you're not taken care of. I'm out of here. I'm not going to stay. What's up, Zach? You are catching us at the very end. We get ready to raid out. I appreciate you hanging out with us and stopping past. We did get GGs today. Got out of that crazy Switch Palace. Let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and raid out of here. Let's see. Where are we doing? We need to click that one.